Hello and welcome back to the Soccer Brothers Podcast. This is episode number 54. I'm your host, Sahil, and as always, I'm joined by my brother Nihal. How you doing, Nihal?
I'm doing really well, man. My second favorite national team, the French national team, is in the European Championship final.
Why is that?
I'm excited. You know, when I was little, I took French, and I think it was, in 2006, in 6th grade, in 5th grade before 6th grade, that summer. That's when I sort of started watching soccer a little bit during the 2006 World Cup. And I was rooting for the French team, and I remember the final really well against Italy. 10 years ago today, Zidane headbutted the Italian player. And, I rooted for them. Zinedine Zidane is one of my favorite players. I love Thierry Henry. It's just a team that I grew up liking a lot. So I'm excited.
I guess I just love the U.S. men's national team too much to have, like, a second favorite like that.
That's just not true. You're very much invested in Portugal.
No, I'm not. I was just... I'm just a tactician of sorts, so I get frustrated when teams can't properly execute what they're playing.
What does that have to do with your support of Portugal?
No, that's why I was getting mad. I just couldn't stand to see any team play football.
You were cheering for Portugal.
No, I don't recall that. Okay. Before we talk about...
Now, let it be known that Sahil is a Portugal fan. A very big Ronaldo fan, too. So.
No, I've talked so much about Messi on this podcast. You know how much I respect the guy.
No, I am
Except when he's evading taxes.
Liking Ronaldo and Messi aren't mutually exclusive. You can like both.
I know.
So
exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying... Just because I said you like Ronaldo doesn't mean you don't like Messi.
Well, you said I'm a Ronaldo fan.
Yeah, I didn't say you were a Ronaldo fanboy. I said you're a Ronaldo fan.
Fine, fair enough. Before we talk about the Euro semifinal, let's talk about the soccer-themed clothing brand named Ambitious Strike. You can check out their merchandise at ambitiousstrike.com. If you want to get a 15% off discount on your entire purchase, enter the code BROTHERS at checkout.
Yep, go check out the website. As always, a link to it will be in the description.
France took on Germany in the Euro semifinal on Thursday and came out victorious 2-0. An interesting approach from France in this game is that they came out in a 4-2-3-1 with basically only two holding midfielders in Pogba and Matuidi. Deschamps had the opportunity to play Kanté, who was actually available for this game. He went with the same 4-2-3-1 approach in the quarterfinals mainly because he did not have Kanté at his disposal due to suspension. Do you think he made the right decision, sticking with this formation?
I mean, obviously, they won 2-0. This formation allows Antoine Griezmann to play as a second striker and to play underneath Giroud. And I think that's his best position. I think that's clear. He was clearly the best player on the pitch in this match, in my opinion. He was not only able to attack effectively, he was very good on the counterattack. He was good running the channels. He was good at distributing the ball. And really, he was able to control the match from the center of the pitch. In the first 10 minutes, we saw him get a very good chance. We saw him take the match by the reins and really do a great job from that position. And I think deploying him out wide, which is something, they might do against Portugal, deploying him out wide just doesn't suit him as well as playing underneath the striker does. That being said, Kanté is a great player and a good player to have in there defensively. Like I said, I think, we'll talk about the final later in the podcast, but I think that's something they may switch back to for the final.
And the German side lined up in a 4-1-4-1 or a 4-3-3, however you want to look at it. Do you think that was the right choice in retrospect?
Yeah, I think it was. I think, well, first of all, Mario Gomez was injured, so he wasn't at full fitness, so he wasn't able to start this match. And Sami Khedira is also injured, so Schweinsteiger was playing in that deeper role as a holding midfield. And right away, you saw him sort of come in between the two center backs. Emre Can and Toni Kroos were playing in front of Schweinsteiger. Can being more of that box-to-box guy. Can was an interesting choice for me because this was his first match in the tournament. He didn't really play. He didn't play at all before this match. But I think Yogi Löw did the best thing. Put out the best lineup he could have with the players he had at his disposal. We saw them control the match for most of it with this lineup. We saw Schweinsteiger dropping deeper, which allowed Boateng to go forward a little bit and hit those beautiful crossfield balls to Hector, which the left back, which opened up some of the attacking opportunities for Germany. And really, the team played a lot of their game in France's half. And I think, to answer your question, I know I sort of went on a little bit of a tangent there, but to answer your question, I think it was the right choice. I don't know what else he could have done to have made this lineup better.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Schweinsteiger playing in that defensive midfield role, really allowing the fullbacks to get upfield, but he was the man who really made one of the most important mistakes of this match. In the 46th minute, he committed a handball. What were your thoughts on this that led to a penalty for France?
Well, it's a clear handball. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know why his hand was in that position. You expect an experienced player, probably the most experienced player on the pitch, Bastian Schweinsteiger, to do better there. He just has the hand in the air. The corner hits him. It's a clear penalty, and France scores a goal against the run of play. And from then on, France was able to continue to defend and play on the counterattack. And although Germany looked dangerous in the second half, obviously they weren't able to score. And that goal, that penalty, completely changed the match. It allowed for France to sit back comfortably and not need to attack like maybe they should have in the first half.
Yeah, and in the second half, around the 73rd minute, France saw their second goal as Pogba, just with some very nice individual work, taking it away from Kimmich and just absolutely embarrassing Mustafi on the defensive end and crossing it in. Neuer gets a hand to it, bumps it out, but Griezmann puts it back in.
Yep, Griezmann in the right place at the right time. His attacking positioning is fantastic. He's able to finish it, put it through Neuer's legs, and from there on, France, it was smooth sailing for them. Although Germany did look like they could have scored a couple of times after that. Hugo Lloris came up huge in this match. He made some fantastic saves, including a header by Mario Götze at the end of the match. A header from Joshua Kimmich at the end of the match. Kimmich also almost scored again earlier on, right after the second goal, where he hit the post with a nice curling left-footed shot. Germany had their chances. It just wasn't their night. None of their shots were going in. And sometimes you have nights like that, and credit to France. I think they did what they had to do, and they deserved to win, really.
Do you think Mario Götze should have come on earlier? He came on in the 67th minute for Emre Can. Do you think he could have brought them a more attacking presence that they needed?
I think it's possible, but Emre Can, I thought, was doing a decent job being that box-to-box midfielder. Yeah. I really think they missed Mario Gomez in this match. I think they needed a true striker. Thomas Müller is not a hold-up striker. He does a great job of running the channels and being in positions to score, but he hasn't been scoring lately for Germany. He only scored 2 goals in the last 9 games for Bayern Munich. He's never scored in the European Championships, and I think they were just missing a striker like Mario Gomez that the rest of the team could play off of, that could hold up the ball, that could maybe hold it up and distribute to Draxler or Ozil. And I think that was a huge loss for them.
And do you think it was just a matter of the way that Müller was placed on this team, or do you think that he could have played better and he could have converted a couple chances that he had?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think throughout the tournament he definitely could have played better. He was deployed out wide a couple of times, but I don't... in this match, I think France just did what they needed to do well, and Germany were just unable to score. Like I said, Hugo Lloris had a great match, and Germany were just unlucky to score. Thomas Müller, I thought, did a fine job in the game, to be honest.
Yeah. In the past 2 games, we've seen just costly handballs from Germany, one with Jerome Boateng, one with Bastian Schweinsteiger. Do you think this is a coaching thing? I mean, because that's...
No. I mean, they both have their hands up, but it's not a coaching thing. This is a coach who has made now 3 European semifinals, a World Cup semifinal.
No, yeah.
Won a World Cup.
I'm not saying that.
I mean,
Joachim Löw's not a good tactician or anything, but do you think that's...
No, I don't... I mean, if you're Bastian Schweinsteiger and you're that experienced of a player, nothing... What coaching is going to make you do that? That's just an individual mistake. I don't think so at all.
What did you think about the role that Griezmann and Giroud played off each other? Because we saw Griezmann, as you said, sitting deeper in this game than he did in some of the other games for France throughout this tournament. He was really just incredible, right, on the counterattack.
I mean, even in possession, he was great. I think this is what they have to do to play well. Griezmann, he just controlled the match for France. He was obviously the most dangerous player, and he does play well. Giroud plays better when he has someone to play. When he has someone that can play off of him, where he can hold up the ball and sort of drop it off to a player like Griezmann. To be honest, though, Giroud, he didn't do too much. He obviously had that one great opportunity where he stole the ball in the first half, and Benedict Havidus made a great run because Giroud is just really slow. Benedict Havidus made a great run back and prevented Giroud from scoring, but Giroud was pretty anonymous in this match, in my opinion.
Yeah. All right, yeah. Do you have anything else to say on the game? This game?
It was just, I think one of the main things that surprised me about this match was Moussa Sissoko starting again. I think a lot of people might have wanted to see Anthony Martial or Kingsley Coman. But, at first I was questioning it, but it made sense. Moussa Sissoko's work rate is fantastic. He was always there to help Bakary Sagna out, especially in the second half. He was sitting right in front of Bakary Sagna. I don't know if you get that same type of work rate with Martial, who's really a striker, or Kingsley Coman, who's an attacking winger. And Sissoko also very good on the counterattack. I want to talk a little bit about Joshua Kimmich, probably one of the stars of the tournament, one of the rising stars for Germany, and had a very good tournament. He is the next Philipp Lahm, can play center back, can play full back, can play, we've seen him play outside midfield, central midfield. He's just been fantastic, and I thought he was the best player on the pitch for Germany in this match.
Yeah, he definitely had a presence on the offensive side and the defensive side. Showed good crossing ability and stopped some France counterattacks, I thought. He's a player to watch out for in the future. All right, so France is playing Portugal in the final of the European Championships on Sunday. How do you expect Portugal to line up in this game?
I think they're going to do pretty much the same thing they did last time with the 4-1-3-2. They'll have that defensive mid right in front of the back line. Whether it be William Carvalho or Danilo, I think it's going to be William Carvalho. They'll be able to patrol the pitch. Then in front of Carvalho, I think it'll be the same Adrian Silva, Renato Sanchez, and João Mario, all sort of interchanging their position. Up top, the two strikers, Nani and Ronaldo, will be playing there. The back line, it's interesting. It really depends on whether Pepe is healthy. If he's healthy, he'll play. If not, Bruno Alves will play next to Jose Font, and then Rafael, the left back, and Cedric, the right back, will play. I think it's going to be the same lineup as the semifinal, except maybe Pepe if he's healthy, and probably William Carvalho instead of Danilo at center defensive mid.
Do you think that's the right midfield to go for, or do you think that's just what's going to happen?
I think it is the right midfield to go for. I would, especially at this point, I think I would like to see Ronaldo play out wide. I don't think it's going to happen. Ronaldo has sort of started to play better at striker. I think the one flaw in this formation is that three-man attacking midfield of Renato Sanchez, Adrian Silva, and João Mario. While they do a great job of being fluid in terms of their positioning, they don't really play that well together. We don't see them combining. We see them sort of individually getting out wide and maybe putting a cross in, but there's not much interplay. And I think that's why Portugal, although they're in the final, they haven't looked that fantastic in this tournament. And I think they need to really get that together. And if it's going to be hard to unlock France's defense if they don't start to play more as a unit. I think that one defensive midfielder, William Carvalho, could have a lot of trouble with Griezmann, Giroud, Payet cutting inside. I think they could have a real problem there, and I think France can exploit that and overload the midfield. But I think it is the right way to line up for Portugal if they want to win this match.
So do you think the majority of this game is going to be played in Portugal's half?
Yeah, I think so. I think France is the better team. I think they're a better team in possession. And they're a team that does really, really well in possession. We saw in the last match, Portugal, sometimes they got it out wide, but they were playing a lot of long balls for Ronaldo to run up on. And I think that's basically what we're going to see again. France in Portugal's half. Maybe Portugal gets the ball back and starts to counterattack through a long ball, or they look for Joao Mario going forward. I think France is going to dominate this match in terms of possession.
Then do you think that Giroud is going to have to be more present because they maybe will try to cross it if Portugal's on their heels that much?
I think Giroud.
France will try to cross it.
I think Giroud has to be more present no matter what. Especially if France does switch that 4-3-3, I can see them switching to a 4-3-3. I said Portugal's might be overloaded in the midfield. I think the same thing could be true on the flip side. You have Nani and Ronaldo up there, and then you have Silva, Renato Sanchez, and Joao Mario coming at just Pogba and Matuidi if they use this 4-2-3-1. If they switch to the 4-3-3, they can have Conte in there. It allows Pogba to become more part of the attack. Griezmann can cut in onto his left, which he's good at. I still think his best position is second striker. And I think that's something that France, Didier Deschamps might do in order to mitigate Portugal's attack. I don't know if that's best for them, but I think it's definitely a possibility. Either way, Giroud has to show up. He has to be in those attacking positions, and sort of open up space for Griezmann and whoever else is in the attacking third.
Yeah, I think this 4-2-3-1 that France played in this semifinal match kind of recreates the role that Griezmann plays for Atletico Madrid more, because Fernando Torres is kind of like the equivalent to Olivier Giroud in terms of Griezmann plays off that more hold up striker. So I think it's something he's more comfortable in.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that.
Do you think that Portugal's back line has to play particularly well to stop this front line of France's?
Absolutely. Although Gareth Bale is a great player and Robson Kanu had a good tournament, France has that and then some. They have Dimitri Payet, they have Pogba from midfield, they have, of course, Griezmann, whether it be Sissoko or Coman or whoever, Deschamps got to go in Giroud. It's a lot of attacking threats. And I think the back line has to be at the top of the game. But, Portugal is really, really good at defending. This is something they're absolutely good at. Under Fernando Santos, their coach, Portugal hasn't lost a match. They're unbeaten in 13 matches, and 8 of their 9 wins have been by 1 goal. So they know how to defend. Their one win was 2-0 against Wales. They know how to defend, and I think they'll have no problem being up to it. Pepe will help them a lot, though, if he's in that match. Like I said, they know how to defend. Portugal has only conceded 1 goal in their last 5 knockout matches in major tournaments. So they're very good at that.
I think going forward for Portugal that we still haven't really seen Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, even though his stats are pretty good, I don't think we've seen him at his best. I mean, even in that game, I think there's a couple chances he could have finished that he did not. So you think he has to play a little bit better than he's playing throughout this tournament, right?
I think so. I think he needs to be more of an impact player. But I think also his lack of... I think he's just much more suited to play out on the wing. The problem is Portugal doesn't have a center forward. They don't have a true striker. So he's sort of, been stuck in there. And I just, like I said, he's starting to play better, but I think he really needs to have a good match from a striker. I think he needs to go to the ball. He needs to get the ball in his feet and orchestrate the Portuguese attack instead of waiting for crosses. Which is, to be fair, he's very good in the air. But I think, that's something that you were frustrated with, him not coming back to the ball. I think that's something he needs to do.
So you think if Portugal's going to score tomorrow, it's going to be through Nani, probably?
No, I mean, Nani has 3 goals. He's played well. But I think he's going to score. I don't know. I think anyone can score. I think Ronaldo can score just as much as Nani can.
Even if he's orchestrating play?
Yeah. I mean, he can come back to the ball, start the attack, and get back into the box. he can also have moments of individual brilliance. So I think, I don't think it's Nani. If they're going to win, it would be ideally Nani and Ronaldo both are in scoring positions and convert.
Who's your X factor barring Ronaldo for Portugal?
I think whoever's playing that defensive mid role, whether it be William Carvalho or Danilo, they really need to do a good job of stopping the France counterattack, of stopping the France attack, and not only stopping the attack, but getting the ball forward immediately when they get the ball back. That's going to be Carvalho's, presumably. That's going to be his job. Winning the ball back, getting it out wide to Sanchez or to Mario, and then getting the ball forward quickly. That's what they need to do.
Do you think that Portugal can be as liberal as they were against Wales with Cedric and Rafael on the outside?
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would agree, yeah.
I think that's pretty self-explanatory. France's talent is way better than Portugal's.
Which only makes, that six's role more important.
Right.
Like we saw with Schweinsteiger today.
Right.
All right, what is your prediction for this game and the score?
Well, it's interesting. Portugal has never won a major tournament, which is crazy. So they're definitely looking for this one. 5 semifinals, right, in the last 16 years that they've made 5 major tournament semifinals. They, of course, made the 2004 final on home soil, lost to Greece. But I don't think they're going to win this. I think France is going to win their second European championship at home, 3-1. Griezmann with another brace, which takes him to 8 goals, and then Giroud with a cleanup goal. And then I think Ronaldo gets a goal at some point in this match.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 3-1 as well. I'm gonna say that
3-1 to France.
3-1 to France.
Oh,
yeah.
You're going against your boys.
Well, there's the Portugal Sahil, and there's the the tactical and analyst Sahil.
Okay.
And as on the podcast, I'm going to say that it's going to be a France win. I think that France is going to score 1 in the first half, and then when Portugal's really looking for the goal in the second half, that's where France are going to really punish them on the counterattack. And then Ronaldo will score 1 at the very end and try to pull it back. He'll grab the ball, take it back to midfield. And it won't matter.
He's not going to take his shirt off?
No. But that will definitely be a good sign for Portugal if Ronaldo's shirt comes off.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, why don't we talk about Ambitious Strike?
All right, guys, go check out AmbitiousStrike.com. Ambitious Strike has some great clothing. If you want a 15% discount on your entire purchase, use the code BROTHERS at checkout. The link to their website, as always, is in the description.
Yeah, we have an email for this podcast. It's SoccerBrothersPodcast@gmail.com. We also have a Twitter and Instagram. Those are both under the handles @SoccerBrosPod. Check us out on Facebook as well. Check us out on SoundCloud, SoundCloud, iTunes, anywhere we can get podcasts and review and rate us there. We appreciate the feedback. And thanks.
Yeah, thanks guys for listening. Allez les Bleus. Let's go France.